Now the Commonwealth Games scandal continues to unfold. Today the government found discrepancies in the Commonwealth Games village and it seized 183 crores from its builder Emaar MGF, a company said to have been favoured by Delhi's Lieutenant Governor Tejinder Khanna. But this is all just small fry considering the Commonwealth Games cost 70,000 crores. So can the half dozen or so agencies that the PM has asked to probe the games ever succeed in nailing down the really big fish? That's the main question that we're faced with. So far the only main accused, oddly the BJP Sudhanshu Mittal, says he's done business for just 29 lakhs with the Commonwealth Games Committee. What's most surprising and many would say most disturbing is that there's so little public outrage over this Commonwealth Games scandal. Some years ago, 64 crore Beaufort scandal rocked the government and still haunts the Congress. But this time, no one's really hitting the streets with a 70,000 crore scandal. Has India just accepted corruption as our way of life? That's what we'll ask our guest tonight. With us is Sanjay Kaul, a spokesperson for the BJP. He's with me here in the studio. Also, Shailaja Chandra, a former chief secretary in the Delhi government, joins us from the capital. Supreme Court lawyer Rahul Mehra is also with me here in the studio. And columnist Anil Dharkar joins us from Mumbai. Sanjay Kaul, let me start with you. The BJP kicked up a real hullabaloo. You pointed fingers at the Prime Minister, you pointed fingers at the entire cabinet. All that we've been able to uncover right now, the proof is measly. What's the problem here?
Look, I just want to go back to how you started, and I think I have to inform you first and foremost that we are indeed hitting the roads tomorrow morning, particularly at Jantar Mantar, so you're invited. One, I'm also glad that you used the word half a dozen investigation agencies that the PM has sort of thrown into the ring. And that makes you suspect exactly what the intent of the PM is, because you know it stands to reason that if you have a CAG and then ex-CAG, then you have the CEC, then you throw in the IT and the ED, you know, what you want to ask is the PM under pressure to sort of actually scuttle the probe rather than get something done? Okay. You don't need 6 agencies.
Okay, this is the PM trying to scuttle the probe. I think Anil Dharkar is saying it's not just the Congress but the entire system is at work and failing.
No, I think Mr. Dharkar's views are a little naive under the circumstances really, and I think as Shailaja mentioned, I would just like to add that the whole idea of asking for the JPC was actually to integrate the so many agencies that were actually done. The other is that factually there is a loss of credibility as far as the CBI. In fact, he mentioned, irrespective of the fact that he may not agree, but the fact is from my party's viewpoint, we really do not see the CBI as a totally independent entity, and that's why the JPC was being brought into action. Now the important point is also to understand what are we trying to establish here. Are we getting into, are we completely sort of chasing the wrong targets here? I mean, look at what the government has done. It goes after the contractors who satisfied a set of tender conditions which were forged or formed by a certain other group of people who are actually the criminals, if there are any. The point is a man supplies equipment according to a tender condition.
Okay, no, we'll expect you to defend Sudhanshu Mittal.
No, I'm not defending, I'm defending.
Look, I mean, there's one important thing here.
Yes.
That the country games, this mega scam, before we took a break, we were talking about whether the agencies, all 6 of them, who've been appointed to probe the corruption in the games, will actually ever be able to catch the big fish. Sanjay Kaul, you had a problem with the whole problem fixating on Suresh Kalmadi.
Yeah, I think it's a very sort of a genteel conspiracy actually on the part of the ruling party actually. It suits them to actually fix all the problems with just one man, because then he becomes the cover for a lot of other people who need not be investigated. Our concern is...
So you're saying he'd be a scapegoat?
Yeah, naturally, because look at it like this. I mean, the OC actually spent only say 2/10 of the money. The larger sums were basically used up by the Delhi government, by the MOUD.
And that's why you want Sheila Dikshit to resign.
The point is, if you're serious about an investigation, you can't possibly be telling me that Connaught Place needed 700 crores worth of whitewashing. You need to be looking at all the aspects that went into first delays, then the overlays, then the expenditures. Now also you need to go back to the real starting block. Who delayed this and caused the embarrassment and the stress? Why are we not looking at Mr. Iyer's role, who basically as minister delayed, deferred, tried to destroy the games from the day he was actually made the minister? You can't tell me that there's only one.
Okay, Rajiv is shaking his head.
I think Mr.
Party has leveled serious charges against the PMO and the cabinet, and the Congress is trying to wish them away and ignore them.
Not just that, I think if you look at the arrogance with which this is being done, you will see a pattern emerge after, since the Congress came back to power again. So I think that arrogance basically slips through even when they don't want to, even when they know they are in basically hot water, as they are now. Now, I think the important point is also to understand that as the leading opposition party in the country, it is not only our duty, it is our job also to basically bring all of this to the fore. And I think we exhibited incredible restraint in not talking about it while the games were being planned or when they were happening. True. And we basically held back, and we promised that we will bring this up, and we are doing exactly what we are supposed to. That's why I said.
Let me ask Anil Darkar that.